Hi guys, I hope you are doing well. I have been getting emails that a lot of you are really confused with how to fill out this chart and that you're having issues with formatting. So let's address the formatting issue first so that you can edit the worksheet. So if you're having trouble where it's like not showing you all of the work that you write. So if I'm writing, this is my 7th grade social studies assignment, and the text is really way too long for the box. You have a problem with text wrapping. And the way you fix that is you highlight the square that you want, you go to formatting, you go to text wrapping, and you say wrap. So you really want this to do this for the whole thing. So I'm going to go up here to the corner. So it highlights all of the squares so I don't have to do this 100 times. Click format, text wrapping, and wrap. And that'll make it break so that all of your writing stays in the box and it doesn't bleed over to the other side. Okay? The next issue that I've seen that you guys are having trouble with is you don't know what to write. All of the answers are in the reading. So if we're doing Mesopotamia, the only thing you really need is the section from Journey Across Time on Mesopotamia. So I'm not going to read this out loud for you, but I am going to highlight a couple of things that might make this a little bit easier. So the first thing we need to know is looking at the floods. The river valley in Mesopotamia is between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. We need to know, how did the floods affect them? Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm actually going to highlight a few things for you. So the rivers often flooded, leaving behind the rich soil, but the flooding was very unpredictable. So the farmers were always worried about their crops. And it made them turn to religion because they couldn't figure out a pattern for the flooding. So over here, you need to write something about unpredictable floods. Worried farmers turned to religion. The next thing we're looking at is cities. Over here, our heading is the rise of Sumer. So I'm going to be looking for, what is Sumer? Where is it? And down here it says that Sumer is a region in southern Mesopotamia. And it was home to many cities. So we have many cities had formed in southern Mesopotamia in a region known as Sumer. Okay. You see on the chart, I'm not writing in complete sentences. I'm just bulleting information. So now we have more information about cities. Okay, so it's talking about a city-state. You can read this by yourself, but I'm going to write on my chart that they didn't have unified government. As far as government goes, we know that Sumerian cities often went to war with another. We know that priests and priestesses were very powerful and controlled a lot of land. And that's actually both religion and government. But later, kings ran the government. Okay. Scrolling on down, we're looking for classes. We know that most civilizations have some sort of social hierarchy. people in Sumer were divided into three social classes: upper class, middle class, and lower class. So we could write three classes. Kings, priests, and government officials. Middle class equals artisans, farmers, fishermen. Lower class equals slaves in farms or temples. Okay. We've already talked about religion a little bit, but I want to scroll back up and show you about the temples. So Sumerians believed in many gods. This means they're polytheistic. Remember, that's our vocabulary word that means that there are many gods. Poly means many, theistic means religion or God. Each city-state had its own like special god. They called it the patron deity. They would worship other gods, but like each city would have its own special god. Temples are called ziggurats. And it's a special place of worship. Only priests and priestesses could enter. All right, Mesopotamian writing. Mesopotamians developed cuneiform. And remember, this is those wedge-shaped marks in clay. And they wrote it with like a stick that was sharpened to look kind of like a pencil. Scribes were taught to write. Only wealthy boys were educated and could write. These scribes were honored. One of the biggest contributions Mesopotamia made to culture was the beginning of literature. And one of the oldest works of literature that we have is called the Epic of Gilgamesh. And it is an epic poem that tells the story of a hero. And you'll see ideas in Gilgamesh pop up in literature, from the Bible to Middle Age literature to even modern ideas today. So it's basically this idea of a hero who travels around and does good deeds, and he searches for immortality. All right, in the economy, we know that the Mesopotamians were trading between city-states. We know that they had markets, specialization. They created goods. Mesopotamia is also where we saw the first currency, first coins. Technology. Mesopotamia actually has a lot of technology that we still use today. So they invented irrigation, they invented the wagon wheel, they created the plow, they invented sailboats, they used geometry, 60, base 60 math when we say there are 60 minutes in every hour, 60 seconds in every minute, and 360-degree circles. So if we say that, and here on our paper, we want to write that they had irrigation, wagon wheel, plow, sailboat, they used geometry, base 60 math, (360-degree circle). Okay. So that is all of Mesopotamia. I'm going to post another video in a little bit about Egypt, and then I want to see what you guys can do for India and China.